But if we continue to carry ourselves in the manner that we do, power is gone, provincial level, power is likely to go national government level. It's a regression of the national democratic project. We have a responsibility. I want to argue we are not at the crossroad. When you are at the crossroads, you have an option. You have an option of taking the right path, or you have an option of taking the wrong path. We are not at the crossroads. We have already chosen the wrong path. So it is important that we orchestrate a 180-degree, we go back, go to the crossroads, and choose the right path so that the ANC can rise. That is the responsibility that is facing and confronting us today. Comrades, we know the following, that we are the most demographically diverse of any province, that at the national level, the Africans constitute over 76% of the population. But here in Gauteng is about 73%. At the national level, whites constitute 9.1% of the population. Here in Gauteng is 18.4%. The colored community at the national level, significantly higher, double what is here in Gauteng, 8.7%, in Gauteng 4.1%. The Asian community, what we colloquially refer to as Indians. Of course, their numbers at the national and provincial level, they are not necessarily different. National 2.5% and in Gauteng 2.3%. Why am I sharing these numbers? So the realization of a national democratic society must have its origins here in Gauteng, because we are the most demographically diverse. Just look at the composition of this conference and delegates. Very few or a sprinkling of white people. Very few or a sprinkling of colored comrades. It's because the ANC is on the decline. We are receding in predominantly colored and Indian communities. So we have to have an honest conversation, a reflection on why we are undermining that important leg of the National Democratic Society, which is a non-racial South Africa. It's not represented here. It speaks volumes about our ability, our attractiveness to go into those spaces, the appetite of those communities to associate with the ANC. And what has been the result is that extreme nationalist fringe forces who are advocating for racialism and racism have occupied those spaces. The ANC is pushed back. And as you push back, you are degrading that element of a national democratic society. Our ability to unite society across the color line, across the racial divide is undermined, and then there's racial tension. So the ANC in Gauteng has a duty to orchestrate and deliberately mount policy positions, campaigns whose intention is aimed at attracting back that core constituency of the ANC. I'm arguing a core constituency of the ANC because we talk about Africans, of course, in generals, blacks in generals and Africans in particular. So it's important that we go back into those spaces. Our inability to resolve the everyday experiences of our people, that our people are aggrieved, that as a result of our inability to accommodate them in economic terms, for them to realize an upward social and economic mobility, they resort to those who are easy targets, those that we call foreigners who have come into these spaces, and as our constituencies put it, they have come to take our jobs and opportunities. And the underlying cause of that is the inability of the ANC to resolve the economic question in this country, that of inclusivity, and its manifestations. They come out in the form of xenophobia. And then there are parties that have modeled themselves to resolve that problem because the ANC is unable to resolve this problem. It's a Dudula movement. Its origins is here in Gauteng. Gauteng is a hotbed of those movements. If a revolution is to be mounted, if an action is to be taken against a state that in the view of others is discredited and illegitimate, the origins of that is going to be major economic centers, and Gauteng will be the battleground. So we have a duty to undermine the rise of that sentiment, a groundswell of grievance. We only succeed if we are united. We only succeed if we are with our people. We only succeed if we serve our people diligently, and Gauteng has a duty to do that. And then in conclusion, comrades, conclusion is that if you look at the characteristics of the Gauteng economy, they accentuate this divide that I talk about. In spatial terms, the best illustration of the poor and the rich, when I say the rich, those who live on the basis of abundance, those who live on the basis of affluence, those who've got access, those who are responsible for wastage on the one side, are likely to be found in Sandton. And just across the M1, you find poverty, you find destitution, you find hunger, you find squalor. And that tension can coexist for a long time. Those who are hungry, those who are excluded, they are going to make sure that the following saying is in fact true. What is that saying? For as long as the poor are hungry, the rich will never sleep. So the groundswell of this opposition, what we have seen as the July incidents, we're marking the 1 anniversary of those incidents. Where is their location? Where is their magnetic, or rather the center of gravity? It's in the major metropolitan areas, in Durban, eThekwini, in Gauteng, Johannesburg, Alexander, and parts of Tshwane. You don't see it in Garamokgopa because the tension is here. The tension is lived here. And if there's going to be any movement that is going to undermine this government, that movement is going to come here. So we have a collective duty to resolve that, to ensure that it doesn't happen. And the only way that we can do it, the starting point is that the ANC must be divided. The ANC is not divided just in song. The ANC is not united just in song. It's not an emotional and emotive association with the ANC out of love. It's an expression of a commitment to a programmatic effort to resolve the challenges of our people in a meaningful way in the quest for the realization of a national democratic society. So let's not romanticize this. It's not love out of a fiction. Comrade Panyaza, the chair, was saying it's not love out of that fiction. It's our unrelenting commitment, unwavering commitment to this agenda of social transformation going forward. We know that the highest concentration of informality in this country is here in Gauteng. 1 in every 5 households in Gauteng, they are living in the informal settlements. It means, by extension, a significant amount of them are not connected to the municipal grid. What you and I take for granted, access to water, clean potable water, at the time and quantity that we want it, people don't get it. A number of you here in plenary, you are from those communities. You have run out of answers to explain why an ANC government in power over 28 years is unable to resolve their problems. When we went doing door to door, they keep on reminding us, you are here that other year. You are here that year. You are here again. Yourself, you are not working. What promise are you giving us? So the ANC has a duty to ensure that we resolve those. Otherwise Gauteng is gone. So, comrades, what is the point I'm making? There's what we call the 4 I's. The first one is around infections. What are these infections? COVID-19, we have seen as a result of COVID-19, globally, there's been a pivoting towards policies that advocate for greater government, state participation. Essentially, a developmental state must lead society, must be interventionist. The developmental state can be an observer. The developmental state is active in the resolution of the problems of our people. We draw from the lessons of what we call the Asian tigers, Japan, South Korea, and Singapore. They've been able to rise to levels where they are because the state is not neutral. The state is an advocate for development. The state is always on the side of the poor, downtrodden masses. And that should be the orientation of the ANC. And we have seen it during COVID-19. What is the second eye? The second eye is inflation. The war in Ukraine. What is the relationship of the war in Ukraine to us? People are bombing each other. I say, so why does it have to do with me? That two countries, both countries, they are responsible for 10% of the export of Brent crude oil. So you are suppressing supply. As you suppress supply, demand is there and continues to go up. The only correction that can happen is at the level of prices. When those prices happen, we see them at the pump. So what is the relationship with you? I gave this example when we were preparing for this with the comrades in Johannesburg. Let's take a tomato. A tomato is a very important ingredient in the culinary choices of Africans. So we have gravy, we have sparkle, we have spachacha, there's a tomato somewhere. It's very complicit in our diet. So let's use a tomato. And I'm using ZZ2. Why am I using ZZ2? It's the single biggest tomato farmer in the country, the third largest in the world. When they plant, they use machinery that requires diesel. When they harvest, when they pick these tomatoes, they still have these things, trucks that use the diesel. They take these things to their package house. They clean the tomatoes, they package them, they put it in the truck to the biggest fresh produce market in the world by volume in Johannesburg. It uses a truck, the truck to get there, it puts diesel. ShopRite's, Checkers, YouSave, you name them, when they come to buy in bulk and they take them to their warehouses, they use trucks. Once they break that into small packets so that they can be put on the shelves in our YouSave, in Atteridgeville, in our retail store in Woolies, they use trucks to get there. Those trucks, they must put diesel. Someone must pay for the diesel. When you plant, when you harvest, when you transport, when you take to the warehouse, and when you take to the shelves. Who must pay for that? It's the end consumer. So a family that is poor, a family that lives on the generosity of our benevolent government that receives 350 rands per month, that was paying 20 rand for a kilogram of tomato, because as a result of the increases, now the price per kilogram is 25 rands. It means they afford less. Then they must correct. Instead of them having 3 meals a day, they must have 2 meals. If it continues to go up, they must have 1 meal. If it continues to go up, 2 meals every 2 days. That's hunger. That's anger. The rich will never sleep. They will rise. They will topple an ANC government. We are seeing it in many other parts of the world. Just the price of fuel and its relationship with where we are. That's why I said, let's domesticate it. Don't watch TV and see people bombing each other. The bomb is in the fridge. The bomb is on the stove. And when it explodes, no one will be able to stop it. And then the third eye, of course, is inventories. We are running out of time. The shortage of inventories, it has resulted in inflationary pressures. And there's no enough cars in the US. That drove inflation, and the Federal Reserve had to adjust, if you like, the interest rates, and the South African Reserve Bank follows that. So it means that we are poorer and poorer. And the working class, or those who are working, the increase in salary does not match the increase in inflation. It means you are poorer, you afford less, you are going to go hungry, you are going to rise against this ANC government. We must stem that. We must have a position on that. We must re-articulate our position on the removal of e-tolls, because it represents an inflationary pressure. We have made this call over the past 4 years. We are impatient. We are running out of time. We are running out of explanation. We must reassert it and mandate the coming PEC to ensure that with the necessary vigor and robustness, we must mobilize society against that. So it is important, comrades, that we resolve these questions, including the energy question. We are casualties of the failure of a monopoly called Eskom, to an extent that we have lost significant amount of votes here in Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, and many parts of Gauteng. And that's not an Eskom problem. It's an ANC leadership problem. We must confront it and call it what it is. And then this conference must then articulate what constitutes the responses going forward. Amandla. Viva ANC, viva.
Another round of applause. You did it before I asked you. Thank you, Comrade Sputla. Thank you, Comrade Sputla. We want to thank you for reminding us that over the years, the ANC championed this cause and earned leadership of earning this part in the society that we are leaders because of political and moral appeal that we must present to the society. Thank you for making sure that as leaders, we must provide maximum clarity on the content of the revolution that we are engaged on. We really appreciate this input, and we are going to circulate the document that Sputla was talking to. We are going to take it to the commissions. We want you, comrades, to really think about these things that Comrade Sputla is raising, because 99% of us in this room who are deployed in government, part of the work that we must do is exactly to do what Comrade Sputla is doing, of reviving the ANC and give us back this respect that we have taken it away ngokwethu phofu ayisuswanga ngomunye umuntu irrespect yale organization. So let's take it back, comrades, after tomorrow and show people that we are capable leaders who can lead this province, who can take it back kula percentage besiwina ngayo before. We really appreciate this. And comrades, now we are waiting for the Electoral Commission. Comrade Maswanganyi is going to come with a team and present to us what we are going to do. Then after that, we'll indicate what will be done immediately after their presentation. But comrades, I want to check, I didn't even check the regions. I want to check if Johannesburg is here. Johannesburg, are you here? Ekurhuleni, are you here? Tshwane, are you here? Sidibeng, are you here? West Rand, are you here? Then we are going to ask West Rand to give us a uniting revolutionary song that we are going to sing, all of us, when Maswanganyi is coming with the team. So mandi ni stop ake West Rand, ndijonge, ndizakwenza la sign. La sign esasikade siyenza kudala senza so. Zeniyeke ke ukula after that. But all the regions must start preparing one revolutionary song so that we are able to show people that it's united tinala. Into ekade senziwa kudala ke ku-ANC ngonani sisengabantwana abanye bethu. West Rand. Bambi sandla sami. Amandla. Pata, ANC, Pata. Comrades, there is a comrade that have lost her tag. Comrade Patience Ntane. So siyacela ukulolitholeyo amnikeze. And there is another comrade who have lost her or his car keys. That comrade must go to room 3012 to get in the operation center to get his car keys there. Then we are going to ask now Sidibeng if you can give us a revolutionary song. We are checking the team, I think they are on their way. Sidibeng. Yawo siwelele sekuzokale pazuka. Comrade Pumelele Lungile, Wendy, lost her ID. Then comrade Muroto, TJ Muroto, lost driver's license yake. They can come and get it from me. There are comrades, when we were at Binoni Lakes, that the first one lost his cell phone yake. The second one is the conference bag. The other comrade lost hat yake. He lost that hat yapayana. Yeah, umpondombini, bambiza umpondombini. So if those comrades must go to Comrade Ndombi, we will not tell them what is inside those bags, especially the bag, but they must go to Comrade Ndombi. Even the iPhone, it's there, with cell phone, I'm sorry about that. You will get it there. So comrades, the last one now, and Comrade Maswamani, we are calling Twane. Awusiphe usiputha usirevivile awusinikeze ke ngoku the uniting song ninga disappoint Twane. Amanda. Izakakuhle le competition then. Ekuruleni awusizame. Ekuruleni, we need a revolutionary song that unites all of us. Wongumuntu aphakame, mani ngomlo. Oh, unity, my government. Amanda. Amanda. Ayihlale phansi ibambe umthetho. Ayihlale phansi ibambe umthetho. Comrades. Comrades, hayibo. Besivene. Makabane besivene. Besivene makabane. Amandla. Comrades from Sidiben. Sidiben. Sidiben, order. Twane. Twane. Twane, comrades. Comrades, no. Comrade George, please talk to the delegation, Yasetwane. Comrade George. Comrade Bonzo and Comrade George, talk to the delegation, Yasetwane. Comrades from Johannesburg, Comrade Dada and Comrade Sasabona, talk to comrades from Johannesburg. No. Comrades, Amanda. No, comrades. Comrades. Comrades, we have Ubali saying Nali Katilake. Comrades, we're going to announce now an important announcement. We are going to adjourn. The time is 1:25. We are going to come back at 2:25. We are breaking for lunch because Comrade Joe and the team, they are still finalizing some work. Mamelan, comrades, no, comrades. Mamelan, comrades. Comrades, ome phezu kwesitulo. Puto ome phezu kwesitulo. Imani, comrades, anoma phezu kwesitulo, man. Amanda, can we break now, comrades, and then at 1:25 we are here? Please. 2:25, it's only for 1 hour, comrades. Then we're coming back and continue with the business of the conference.